right, let's try it again. Good. All good to go. When all in doubt, close it and open it back up. It always works. 100% always works. So again, this is off season, and today we are interviewing Coach Cece for short. I will not pronounce her name because she often gets mad at me when I say it incorrectly. And this is a good day. So we're just waiting on her to accept the invitation. She is here. Thank you everyone for signing in. This is another off-season discussion where we discuss with UB student athletes, coaches, and alumni their experiences as athletes and also UB athletic training. You would see about a week ago on our timeline, we interviewed Miss Sasha Johnson, who shared her wealth of knowledge in athletics as an athlete and now as a athletic trainer. Everything's good, man. Roger, how are you doing? All right. Coach Cece didn't accept. She is not here anymore. So I gotta wait till she comes back. But we have had a lot of conversations.
I sent an invite. I mean, what?
Sorry about that. I'm just communicating with her. But we have had a lot of sessions. This is our fourth, going on fifth week of this. We have interviewed numerous alumni. This Mondo Budo, who's now a model. He came from our judo program. We have also interviewed basketball players. Our captain now, Kinsey Sylvester, and our alumni, Vermont Dames. We have interviewed soccer players, Devontae Dean. Shout out to him. He's in Grand Bahama track and field. Kendrick Thompson. We have interviewed administrative staff, that is Ms. Sasha Johnson, who is in charge of the athletics training program. We have interviewed volleyball players as well. So this is a combination of a student athlete, also student athlete alumna actually. So that would be Coach Cece today. And of course, we've also done UB Golf, which is now on our timeline if you want to learn more about the golf program and what you need to do to take steps in that direction. And softball, we got our captain, Miss Sophie Cartwright, interviewed. So you can all see most of them on the timeline. If they're not here, they're going to be on University Athletics, which is on YouTube. All right. So we're just waiting for Coach Cece to sign in. Once she signs in, we'll start the conversation. Okay, she's here. I sent her ad just now. And we're connecting. So you just intended to make sure that this started late, and
Really?
yeah, it's on you. I mean, you got what you wanted, so I'm not even gonna fight it anymore. But it's my pleasure for this interview just to keep it short, and so I do not screw up your name. Respectfully, I'll be calling you Coach Cece because I hear that a lot, you know. So I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stay safe. I'm actually gonna ask a question that was not scripted. May you please tell me the meaning behind your name?
Cece?
No, not Cece, your real first name. But give me the context. Give me what does your name mean? Set. I'm not even know.
Sidley. It's Sidley. My grandmother name is Sunny,
Mm-hmm.
and they named me after her. I call me Sidley.
I respect that. See, there's history in the name. That's why I ain't gonna ruin it. I staying with Cece. I staying safe. But it's a pleasure to have you, man. As always, you're one of our star athletes. When you were here, you were a captain. You were a captain. You know, I got to see you in your little Carib days. You know, owning the court, having presence. That's what I'm saying. And now you have transitioned that spirit to be a leader for volleyball players. So that's commendable, and it's my pleasure on behalf of UB Athletics and the University of the Bahamas to learn more about you. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am tempted not even to ask you the questions I sent you because I want to surprise you.
Oh my God.
I ain't gonna do that though. I'm not gonna do that. So as always, it's good to know where you start from. So at what age did your passion for sports begin? Have you always been a sports fanatic, or like tell us about your journey?
Well, I've started in the fourth grade. I had a coach, Miss Starra, and Mr. Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, come, you so small, come try and run. And I ran my first race, the 400 meters, in the
Mm-hmm.
fourth grade without any training. And I came second. I'm like, I think I like this. And
Okay.
then my sister were going out to practices and playing volleyball, basketball. So I said, okay, let me not just stick to track. Let me try something different.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that I had to stay back after school with her, I said I might as well practice too. And that's how I started.
So you said in the fourth grade is when you first ran, but you said also
Yes.
that your sister was playing sports. So is it a family genetic kind of thing? Everybody in the family athletic?
Well, no. Right now it's just myself and my nephew.
Okay, so your sister stopped.
Yes.
Wow, that's good. And you didn't say it sounds like your older sister. Are you the youngest sister then?
Yes, I am.
Are you the
I'm the baby.
traditional baby spoiled?
I am. No, I'm not spoiled.
You said no, but you said I am, I am. Nah, I'm just joking.
I'm the last, but I'm not spoiled.
Okay. Shout out to team captain. Livy just signed in with the support your coach, Livy. Thank you for joining us. So you start on your journey of track and field. You said you touched,
Yeah.
was it basketball or softball next? Which one was that? No,
Softball and
softball
volleyball.
and volleyball at the same time.
Yes.
About what age or what grade were you in?
Fourth grade. So that's probably what, 8 years old, 9 years old.
Okay. And between the two, well, three right now, because it's track, softball, and volleyball. How was your love growing for the sport? Which one were you leaning more toward back then?
Well, track and field. I
Interesting.
fell in love with track and field. Yes. I
Did
didn't fall in love with volleyball until senior school.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So how it sounds like a lot of athletes have something else in their back pocket. We had Devontae Dean from soccer saying he interested in baseball. Kimsey was interested in soccer. Sasha was a thrower, but she went to basketball. Now you're telling me, Miss Rose should have put you on the track team.
Well, when I first went to the university, Bradley Cooper had asked me to join the track team, but due to having to work and
Hmm.
attend college, I wasn't able to make practices, so I did not continue my track career.
Okay, but let's not rush into it. So you said you picked up your love of volleyball in senior high school. You're still doing track,
Yes,
and it sounds like you were all around athlete inside your school. Which high school was this?
RM Bailey.
RM. All right, big RM. I could never put you inside those red and white stripes, but all shout outs. You look like a prefect. You look like you wore that all red skirt. That was it.
I did.
Oh my
Yes,
goodness, I
yeah.
knew you was a nerd. I mean, smart person. Boy, that.
Don't do it.
But that's good. So I guess coming into college with that information now, it doesn't sound like it
Mhm.
was too difficult for you to keep up your grades and do sports.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Okay. And that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I think, Boodle mentioned that's his advice to any athlete, find that balance. So you're leaving from R and Bailey, and what's on your mind? Where are you going next? Did you have any other colleges in mind? And then we want to know what was your expectation or what was your perception of the College of the Bahamas back then?
Well, I did apply for the College of the Bahamas, but the College of the Bahamas was my second choice. I wanted to go off to school.
Hmm.
Um, when I sat down and spoke to my mother, she was like, I would love for you to go to have that experience, but right now, from mother to child, I don't have the funds.
Testify,
And
girl. Testify. No, I got the same speech. I thought I was going to send Leo, so my mom taught me better.
when she said that, I had to respect that. So I said, Mom, that's no problem.
Hmm.
As long as I get a college degree,
Hmm.
I am happy.
That's good. What
And
about perception though? What was your perception of the university? Well, the College of the Bahamas. You said it's your number two, but like, what were you expecting going in there, kind of environment?
well, technically, I heard everyone talk about the college life, having fun, partying, doing this and doing that. And I'm like, okay, second choice or not, I'm going there to have fun. I just wanted to have a college experience. I wanted to do the things that I hear everyone was talking about. So I just went in with that mindset.
Can you remember your orientation?
Yes, I can.
Okay, tell
Running
us.
around trying to get my. um, it wasn't as bad as everybody said it would have been. You know, I had a good group leader, and I don't remember the group leader, but I remember, we did icebreakers, and he was able to tour us around and show us different places, and he knew a lot about UB at the time, I must say. So any questions we had, he was able to answer those questions. It was
Can
two
you
of
can
them,
you remember
but
his name? Can you remember the names?
no,
Uh,
no, no. But you know, any question that I had, they were able to answer those questions. So it was pretty good. I don't
when
know,
when is this? This is
no,
around 2009, 2010. When did you?
yes.
Oh, 2009, 2010.
I
Okay.
entered. That was 2010,
Okay.
spring, spring 2010.
Okay. You
Yeah.
entered. You entered when I came back from Canada. That's cool. That's great, man. So when in your entry, when did the athletics program, I guess, approach you, or were you already a part of the program from orientation? Tell us about that.
No, I wasn't. Um, I played, well, after coming off the trip with the junior national team, volleyball team,
Mm-hmm.
I stayed with those guys. I played volleyball for a while with Kelsey those.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, being a rookie on the bench, not much playing time. And then Miss Dodson approached me and she said, are you going to, you're a good player, are you going to sit on a bench or find a team where you can, play? And she said, I'm going to offer you a scholarship to play with the with UB. And I think that was in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, and I
So
started
that would
playing
have
with
been
UB.
your third year in college then.
Yes, but I was going part time. So when she offered the scholarship,
Mm-hmm.
I started to go full time.
Okay. How did you feel about that decision? What do you feel that was the best decision you ever made? Probably.
Yes, it was the best decision I ever made. Yes,
Why?
because
Why would you say that? Oh, continue.
um, like I said, I started part time, so I was doing like 2 classes. So when I started full time, I was doing like 5, 6 classes. So it speed up the process for me, and I
And
was
and
able
and
to
talk
still.
about that. I think a lot of students or maybe people listening don't understand. I personally tell people go all in, go full time, get it out of the way, because I have cousins who have been at UB for 8, 9 years trying to do part time and still didn't complete. But tell us about that decision to go from part time to full time and some of the pros or cons of part time versus full time, if you can.
Okay, for me, like I said, mom didn't have the money to pay for me to go to UB, so I had to work.
Hmm.
So the only way my schedule would have worked for work was to go part time. So I will do 1 class in the morning for 8 o'clock, and I will do another class in the evening for 4 o'clock. I
Hmm.
would go into work for 10 o'clock, for 10:30,
Wow. Wow.
get off at 3:30, catch the bus to get to UB because at the time I was working at Shoe Depot in Town Center Mall. So get there for my 4 o'clock class, and then from 4 to 6. So I did that for the 2 years. And when I got the scholarship,
Hmm.
I was able to tell my boss, I said, I'm going to work on certain days and go to school
I
on certain
I
days.
thought you was
So
gonna bust the CC like tell my boss deuce like.
no, no, no. So I scheduled all of my classes for Monday and Wednesday. So
Hmm.
I had a early start from 8 a.m. until about 8 p.m. Monday and Wednesdays, and I would work on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays.
It doesn't sound like you said you expected to party and have fun in college. It doesn't sound
No party. It
like
was
you was.
like I'm like, oh, no party. I
Wow.
don't even know what it looked like in college. No, I did not have the experience that I wanted to have
Hmm.
with the, chilling with my friends. So when when he said we going out tonight, I'm like, oh no, I can't. Because when I get home from work, I have assignments, and you got to meet the deadline. So the pros and cons of being a part-time student, you do it. If you're working, it works out for you. But with the full-time student, being a full-time student, you get to finish quicker. And that's if you don't have a job and other
But
things
talk
to
about that.
distract you.
Now you would have cut your hours, I suggest, or something like that for your job, right? But
Yes.
talk about
Hmm.
being full time, still trying to carry on a job, and then having now to go to volleyball practice. That balance. Talk about that.
First and foremost, you have to be disciplined.
Hold
If it's
on. We
something
got
that you
hold on.
want,
Hold on. We got to give a respect to that side just now. We got to give a 5 second respect to that because that came from a deep place. She was like, "All right, respect, given, respect, given.
yeah.
Now unleash it. Let it go. Let it go. Speak."
First and foremost, you have to be disciplined. And
Mm-hmm.
I had to sit down and just put a schedule together. And it was a tight schedule. So with me putting the schedule together, you have work, you have volleyball practice, you have volleyball games,
Mm-hmm.
homework, and study time. So all of those things were on my schedule. And I couldn't go off. The minute I go off on my schedule, I was like, oh my God, everything was just going haywire. So I had to stay in line in order to carry out what I wanted to carry out.
Wow. I'm curious. Back then, were you cognizant of on-campus jobs? Were you cognizant of the opportunities given, like you see now, of people working on campus and also financial aid? Were you cognizant of these things?
No, I wasn't
Wow.
until I think a year before I graduated. And then at that time, I had, well, again, I must say, Miss Dawson, my second year playing with the team, Miss Dawson was like, Celine, you realize you have a 3-point GPA, right? I'm like, yes. She said, you realize you could apply for the government grant, right? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
no. So she said,
Yeah.
please go and apply for the government grant. And I went ahead and I applied for the government grant. I received it. So I was like, now I don't have to really worry about work. So what I did with work was I worked on Friday and Saturdays and was able to focus on my studies.
Congratulations. I when I was an advocate on campus, I spoke to so much students who I feel like they put that stress of having to work to get the money to get back to the college, but there's so much provisions through scholarships and on-campus activities. Like it was,
Yes.
and you get to be active and a part of clubs, and you get to see stuff on Thursday 2 to 4. You know what I mean? Like you actually get
I miss
to.
those every Thursday. I think I miss those.
Wow. So now you're in this
Yeah.
position where I feel like it wasn't you, it was campus nurse who said it before, but she said she had a similar story of working hard and, trying to keep up with the program and your grades that you miss out. Now that you're this assistant coach, somebody who's influential, do you find yourself at times looking at what's happening on campus and receiving a little bit of that experience missed?
Well, I do. And when I do go on campus, especially on a Thursday, if I go on, I will try to stand in the Independence Park and watch some of the activities that is going on. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I miss those times. I wish I'd had time to say, well, okay, enjoy some of the things that happen on campus.
Mm-hmm.
And even if I did miss them, what I'll try to do, sometime I think they would post pictures on COB site to say, well, okay, you've missed this and stuff. But I really wish I had the time to enjoy those moments, but I didn't. But it's
You
okay.
didn't.
It's okay. It's cool.
Okay. So we're reaching a crucial part of your story. I think this is the one, even in this season, this 2020 season of people having virtual commencements and virtual graduations. You're one of we're now lucky to actually have a chance to walk across the stage. What do you remember about that graduation day? What did it mean for you?
Oh my God. If anybody know me, they know I love to cry. It was a moment. Oh my God. I could not believe it. I feel like, oh my gosh, can't really explain. It was a moment of joy. It was happiness. Like you're walking across this stage, like you're on cloud nine. I don't remember seeing
Which
anyone.
which
I just
version
remember
which version of a graduation you had? I mean, we were rebellious, so there's like sending this letter, don't do nothing, tell your family sit down. We had BFM, we having all this prestige and quorum and all that crap.
I was
But
I finished in spring 2016, so I wasn't
mm,
able to graduate until
oh,
2017. So I was a part of the first graduating class.
Okay, up
UB's
Domingo.
got, yeah.
You just hold it
Yes.
off for a
Yeah.
year just so you could now bust it. God, as a part of the first. Do what I start this anyway. But that's good,
Yeah.
commendable. And I think even waiting for a year, it probably was building up that anxiety because three things. What are three things about graduation that you think most UB graduates aren't prepared or didn't know? What are three things you would say that they didn't know about graduation? Then it comes and it's like, oh, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
Boy, let me see. Yes, you're happy to walk across the stage,
Hmm.
but it's nothing like when you reach on that stage, that moment, like what to do. Should I shake it, the president hand? Like, it's like you, for me, I block out the whole world. It was just
Hmm.
me and president on that stage. So you gain an experience that, like I say, cannot explain, man. I cannot explain.
That's good, man. And if that's the only thing you can remember, it's fine. I know for me, the main three things I remember that I wish I knew is that $100 deposit because I think I requested that a year later. You know, this like
Hey,
what
not if you said I never went back for my $100.
girl, that's still there,
Well, yeah,
but oh, you be hate me mentioning that, but anyway, that's still there. Yeah. If nobody knew
yeah,
it, you give $100
hundred
deposit
dollars,
when you
yes.
came to the College of the Bahamas UB, and you actually could request to get it back. But I prefer if you request that $100 goes to the athletics program. You know, I'm not being biased at all. It's just this is in the Bible, First Genesis chapter 1, and thou shalt give it to
But
athletics.
I don't need you to try and persuade me, Just
Uh,
say, see, you
yeah,
being a
just
part of the Athletics department as a coach,
yeah.
a small thing to me. I have no problem helping another athlete, with that. Small things for me. Because I know I do find persons will be like, oh, I cannot pay for my application form to apply for UB. And if that's a way of helping, that's no problem for me.
And think about the numbers. We have a WhatsApp group, and thank you for helping form it, of close to 20 volleyball females, right? We have a soccer
Yeah.
group of almost 40 alumni, and we have a basketball group of over 30 alumni. If everybody just was to give $100 a year, man, you're looking at thousands of dollars that could assist current
Yeah.
students, you know? And that's all my passion and my push is forming those groups. It's that hey, I know all of us graduate, but we could do by just $100. You know that this is less than $2 a day. Just $100 a year could build this program, you know. And shout out
Good.
to alumni like yourself and Tabo because most of you come out to support the games, and I think that's just as essential as $100 to be honest. But
Yes.
Cece, we're now here. We're going into the world. You graduate. You're working on the weekend at Shoe Depot. You about to become a teacher. So you go from making hundreds to thousands with the ministry. Talk about that transition from graduation into the workforce.
My transition was pretty easy because teaching is something that I always wanted to do. And going into the field of physical education, where I'm passionate about sports, it was very easy for me. One thing I said, I one thing I think kind of hard it was going into the junior school. I'm like, oh my gosh, these kids, they think they're as old as I am. Because when they look at me, she young. So, my first year, I had a little challenge with the boys that, think, she's young. And I had to let them know, hey, no, 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 I'm not as young you guys think that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And going into my second year, third year, it became very easy. But like I say, my first year was a challenge. But besides that, it was good. I love the kids. Um, they do challenge me because they be like, Coach, you can't do this. So I find myself, I guess, playing with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm teaching track and field, they'll be like, oh, you can't run. So I have to show them, hey, hi, I was an
Well,
athlete.
they didn't do their homework because, if I may, you're not only an alumni student athlete, you're still active. You're still playing volleyball, right? And you're
Yes,
doing
yes.
stuff in the community. So I know we're talking about what they think about you, but kindly for the audience, can you mention what are those things in the community you're doing to stay active and to keep giving beyond teaching?
Well, like I coach after school sport at my school. I coach track and field. I coach volleyball.
Which school is
I
this?
work
Which
with
school are you at?
CHV
CH.
Junior High School.
Okay.
I work along with the cross-country team to keep myself active. But I just stopped playing flag football. I used to play flag football. I did a little bit of soccer. But the only sport that I'm playing now is volleyball. I'm a part of the Lady Warhawks volleyball team.
Mm-hmm.
We were the runner-up this year.
Mm-hmm.
I coach swimming every day from Monday to Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
with the young babies, teaching them how to swim. We have one or two competitive athletes, but I mainly focus on the learning to swim
That's
and stroke
excellent.
technique.
A spirit of the mingo, you give back, right? It's always about giving back. And so, with all this
Yes.
in mind, yeah, I think the most important role you have, especially for this channel, is that you're also the assistant coach for the UB Mangoes lady volleyball
Yes,
team. And let's talk about that. You know what? Ren gotta lose. I tried to be
I am.
stiff all show. It never worked. So, Lady Warhawks, runners up number 2. UB Mangoes make it to the first round. Y'all made it to the first round of the playoffs? Did y'all? No, y'all
Yes.
barely missed. Y'all made it to the playoffs.
No, we didn't make playoffs, but it was a better season this year than last season. I must say, they won more games this season. For the volleyball team, it's a growing team,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't expect them to, come out of nowhere and just win championship. For me personally, as an athlete, if I see myself getting better every year, I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
And for my team, now that I'm a coach, to see my team getting better every year, I feel that we're improving, and I'm happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
I can say, if we continue the road that we're on now, we are going to be champions very soon.
On that day, worst case scenario, Lady Warhawks versus Mangoes. Are you Coach Cece or are you on the field? Just throwing it out there. This is your game right now. And athletic director Kim and assistant athletic director Sean are in the stands, whole section there. Kinsey making noise, blue there. You walking out. What are you wearing? Are you wearing Warhawks uniform or are you Coach Cece?
Well, everybody knows, they know that on that day, I'm a Warhawk at heart, but I have to
the
coach my
channel
team.
almost closed. Everybody started logging out. Crazy. That is crazy.
I have to coach my team. I have to coach them.
Oh man.
I have to coach them. They my girls. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I hope none of my Warhawk teammates are watching.
You know what? They should be watching. They need to know where your heart lies, and this is nothing against them. But I think it's a good balance. I think you respectfully answered. It's a good balance, right? To be a coach and still fit. How does that help you relate to the players? I know sometimes, I've seen, oh boy, I could get riled for this, but a particular lady who dates a guy on the basketball team, but her name leaving me right now. But Synovia? Is this Synovia? No, it's not Synovia. All right. Number 32 girlfriend on the basketball team. What's her name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Number
Sorry.
7. I think she's wearing number 7 on the volleyball team. Her name is slipping me. Livy, help me. Help me out, Livy. Livy is here. I using a lifeline. Livy, who am I talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
Livy doesn't know anything.
Livy. Say the name.
Livy doesn't know anything.
Right?
Oh my.
Yes. All right. So cool. Now that I remember the name, all that is not going to be edited out. That was a little game. We don't know if I'm telling the truth or lying, people. Focus. So Santana is somebody who I feel, and you can give me your feedback as a coach and as a player. She was somebody who had that story of being on the bench her first years, right? She barely played.
Yeah.
But these last, I think she's been on the team for 3 years. This last season, like she's now, powerfully hitting. She's serving on point.
Yeah.
Talk about as a coach, watching her develop like that. How does that make you feel? And talk about what you think put that in her, like how she got from off the bench to being a starting player on the team.
Well, when Shantana first came in, Shantana, she was very honest, I must say. She was like, I'm just really learning the game. But when I saw Shantana has this vertical out the world, I always tell her that. And I'm like, okay, Shantana, I don't care. If I got to put in some work with you, Coach and I have to put in some work with you, we're going to do that. And, she would come to practice on time every time we had practice. And I watched Shantana because of her dedication to practice and her mindset being there of watching Shantana just grow. And I must say, this season has been a tremendous season for Shantana. Sometimes, I mean, as players, you know, you're down on yourself, and she be like, you know, think that she cannot do it. And I keep on saying, a coach sees something in you that you don't see in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you have that, but me, let's go, Shantana, you can do this. And I've watched Shantana even hit the ball harder. This is what you think, coach. Because, you know, her and I always have this back and forth. Because I love to tell her, Shantana, stop hitting like a girl. She'd be like, coach, but I am a girl.
Oh, man, that's good.
And whenever she hits the ball and she gets a point, she looks at me. What you think about that? You know, I'm like, okay, you just shut me down.
I saw that look, you know. I know there are many recordings, and anybody can go to UB Athletics and see some of our live game with volleyball, where there are many times I saw a hit, and she don't smile like or celebrate. She's look straight at the bench, and I just be like
yeah,
what?
It's me. And every time she look at the bench, she's trying to say, well, coach, I just shut you down.
I thought
and if she blocked the ball,
Coach Wilson, I thought she was looking at Coach Raymond, like, and you wanted to put me on the bench, like something like that, you know. But that's crazy.
Yeah, so, you know, yeah. So we have that communication, that fun going on, because I believe in having fun. So if they are having fun on the court, then they are going to play better. And I believe in that.
So you've now transitioned. You're a coach on many forms. You recently got even accredited, right? You went off and took an exam. So you ain't this, like, y'all just call me coach. You're a coach. But that's excellent.
I have my level 1 coaching volleyball.
Excellent. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now in your development? What do you see yourself doing? Because I think you're the first student athlete who became a coach right after graduating. So I think that's definitely historical. And the second thing is, where do you see yourself going from here?
Well, I think I'm going to stick with volleyball. I want to build the volleyball community. Something that I was trying at my school, you know, trying to get the kids involved in volleyball. I want to see volleyball in the Bahamas at a next level. Mm-hmm. For example, like I was telling one of my friends the other day, when you go to any campus, any school in the Bahamas, or like I say, basically government school, the first thing that you see in a child's hand is a basketball. Mm-hmm. So first thing in the morning, everybody has a basketball in their hand. So I said, I want to change that around. I'm going to start off with lunchtime. You know, be the first person on the basketball court. Put my volleyball court up and start to play volleyball with my kids. So make that a lunchtime thing, volleyball now, instead of just basketball. And I feel that if I get the kids at a junior level to like volleyball, then senior level, and when they come out of school or go to college, volleyball would be their next love instead of just basketball all the time. And also they learn another sport. Mm-hmm. So in 5 years, I can see myself being a national team coach, helping with the volleyball community, helping it to grow to another level. And that's something I'm working on now.
Mm-hmm. That is commendable. I think you're going to accomplish it. I think you're going to go there and be there. And I'm going to ask you one more question. But of course, for our listening audience, this is off season. That was our 30 minutes interview. So now we welcome you to ask questions for Coach Cece. Maybe you want to learn something about her secrets of coaching. This is the time to do it. But with you saying that about reaching that height in your career and that notoriety, right? I'm thinking you've had a chance to be under the legendary, you know, Jenny Dotson, the legendary Raymond Wilson, you know, even Livy's mom. With all these coaches and all this experience, what do you find yourself borrowing some of their methods as you coach?
I do. At times I see the Jenny in me, the Cora in me, and I can say the Cora in me is the fun part. Like
hold on. Miss Cora, I almost was disrespectful. She fun?
Oh my gosh, she's awesome. Cora's awesome. Very funny.
I never see that side. That moment.
So you see that communication Shantana and I have? Yeah. Like how we always back and forth? Yeah. That's something Cora and I would do. Cece, hit the ball. Stop hitting the ball soft. And you know, if I hit the ball, I say, Coach, you saw that just now, right? I got a point, you know, so That's something I think I got from Cora.
Okay.
The Jenny in me, oh Jesus. I don't think I've shown UB students the Jenny in me,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if you know, my volleyball boys, we
Mm-hmm.
won championship this year, so we're the junior champions, the Triple
Congratulations.
SA. Thank
Congratulations.
you. And I think they have seen the Jenny in me, because if they don't do something, I'm trying to get on that court. So I think I show the Jenny in me with my volleyball boys at school and the Cora in me at UB's games.
Okay. Okay, that's and now you're under the tutelage, I'd say, of Coach Raymond. What do you find yourself borrowing from him?
Listen, he's kind of quiet. So now, I don't know if you notice on the bench, sometimes I'll be a little quiet. So
Mm-hmm.
at times he doesn't say much. So I can say I picked that up from him. So he'll let the game go on after at some point, and then he will start to talk. But I don't know from the stance if you guys can hear him. No, right?
No,
I'm
I
not sure.
I be scared of
Yeah.
him. I'm scared of him actually when he's silent.
So
Like,
him, and I think what I pick up from him is the facial expression. So he'll speak very softly to the girls. You don't hear what he's saying, and he loves to clap. So I think what I pick up from him is the facial expression,
mm-hmm.
and I try not to shout at the girls. So those two things I think I picked up from him.
Yeah, and it's all about time. And I see he's mastered this art of knowing when. So he would start off quiet, but you win the first round. It's like he gives you that look, like you say, to say, why y'all acting surprised? Like all this work we been
Yeah.
doing. And I think maybe that's a part of his coaching method. Like put in so much work. So at game day, it's like, why y'all questioning? Like stick to the program. Y'all, you know what I mean? You conditioned to do this. So even as I watch, I learn from a lot of coaches, leadership. So what do you consider now with all this experience? What is your, and again, ladies and gentlemen, you're free to leave questions for Coach Cece. But what do you consider your leadership style to be as a coach?
My leadership styles will be what I say. Because I know you're looking. Okay. For me, my leadership styles will be focus,
Mm-hmm.
Discipline, be a role model for my girls. So if they see me be if they see me be a role model, I guess they would want to follow me. Being on time, being to every games and practices and stuff like that. Some styles that I can say that I try to show to my girls.
I want to tell you that you are very courageous and fearless as well. I joke around a lot with you, but I take very seriously. I think it's only one time I actually felt your coach Jenny Dotson come out. And it was just a chill day. I chilling off hours, drinking, and you was like, "Boy, Ren, yeah, I have a problem with you drinking, but don't drink around my girls." And I was like, "Dude,
Yeah.
I off duty. Like, where this come from?" And he was like, "No, I just saying thank you." And I was like, "What was that? Like, what was that side of you, boy?" I was like, "Whoa!" Like, here I am trying to be a fan, just enjoying the game, and this girl just like put me in my place. But I respected that. I respected it to the point
Yeah.
I still remember that.
My girls can tell you I have their back. And if I say no to something, no is no. You
Hmm.
understand? For example, like they know after 10 o'clock, no eating. And if Coach Cece know that they
Mm-mm.
had something to eat after 10 o'clock,
Time out. I just respected you, but I lost all respect. What you mean you're taking away with meals, a little snack time after 10? But coach, listen,
oh, no, my,
let's talk about that. Let's talk. You can't take away snack time.
what you mean? We're developing athletes here,
You know what?
Sorry.
I'm gonna move on to questions. I'm not gonna do that. That's my stomach speaking, not me. What is your biggest change from us? I think, yeah, to be honest. Anyway, be up from what is your biggest change from student to graduate to coach to mentor? What is your biggest change?
My biggest change will be, when you're a student, you act like a student, you try to have fun of what's not.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm a coach/mentor, that maturity level my maturity level went up. So I no longer act like, okay, you're still in university anymore. I have to show that level of respect to my girls. You you can't act as if you're still in UB anymore. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, even though I try to be friendly with them, but I show them, okay, hey, I am a coach. I might be young, but respect is respect. You understand? At first it was a little hard. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want them to think that I'm being so mean to them. I don't want to say the wrong thing to them. And, I spoke to, I think, Cora at the time. I said, I want to be friendly, the friendly person that I am, but, I also want to be their coach. So she's like, Cece, first thing first, set your ground rules. And I set my rules, and I find that when I set my rules, it became easier for me.
That's great. We have another question. How do you think the team is looking for this coming season? And I want to add on to that, looking for your first international trip, actually.
Well, this season should be this season is going to be a better season this year.
Hallelujah.
I won't say who she is, but we have a very good player joining the team this year. Mm-hmm. She has experience playing in the US.
Okay.
She is a Bahamian. Yeah, so she'll be joining the team. And we have a few other players, key players, who are going to help build the team. So I must say, the team is going to look much better this year.
Okay. We have another question here. What do you think the team has to improve on next season in order to advance to the playoffs and beyond?
Okay, one of the things that I told my captain is that, because even for me being a captain, I realized that stop beating up on yourself. So the whole load is on the captain. If everyone sees the captain down and beating on herself, then that spirit is going to go on the rest of the team. So I think for me, it starts with the captain. Olivia, okay. If you're watching, I love you, honey. But, that's something we have to work on, honey. And also, I always tell the girls, have fun. And I remember Coach Wilson was giving the story the other day, telling the girls, you remember when he coached Jenny Doors, they went off to play, and they were down 2 sets, and if the team had won, I can't remember which team it was, if they had won one more set, they would have won. But Team Bahamas went on to win the last 3 sets. Mm. So not because we're down, that means we should give up. So if we work on just always fighting until the end, then you don't know what can happen. So something that the team needs to work on is fighting. Fight until the last whistle blows.
I think that's always been in you, even when you were a Carib. I still always remember my first volleyball game, watching y'all taking pictures. And I'm not going to say who. I don't want to buy them on anybody. But I saw a lot of players just like accepting the fact that we don't win. We always lose. This our last 2 games. We ain't going to playoffs. And you was...
As a Carib? Now, please stop. Stop.
I ain't say who it was, but it was somebody...
As a Carib, you know now, we won many games.
Not the first games, not those. I talking about the losing streak Caribs, right before we transitioned to Mingo. That
1 year. That 1 year we lost. That 1 year. And what happened? That was that 1 year.
So what was it that kept... So you're telling me because you knew the legacy of the team then, you were never impacted by that 1 year? That 1 year.
Yeah, I wasn't. No, that was just 1 year.
So what do you do about those players who came in on that 1 year, who came in on the, I would say, sadly, 1 to 2 to 3 years of consistently I'm not winning, honestly. It was like when y'all won, the team was so bad, and shout out to you and Coach Raymond. It was so bad that when you guys won a set, I did a flyer thinking y'all win the whole game, how people celebrated, So not you guys.
At that point, we were building. That, like I said, the team was building at the time. So when you're building a new team, you don't expect to win right away, especially if you have a lot of girls on the team that needs a lot of work. Mm-hmm. You understand? So it's like you putting a team together and saying, okay, we have a lot of work to do, but the only way we are going to get better is by playing more games. And yes, we lost a lot of games, but you saw the improvement every game. Because at first we were getting beat like 25, 5, 25, 10, and then it went to 25, 27, 25.
You saw the
And I
fight.
think, yes.
Mm-hmm. I
So
think,
that's
and I agree with you, and I'm glad you said it because I didn't want to, say it. I'm glad you said it because I'm just watching this last dance, right, with Michael Jordan and the story of the Bulls, and I felt, that slope or that time was just y'all Pistons, that was your hurdle, your Pistons, and the team was building itself to get over that hurdle, and I think you guys are going to be championship contenders for years to come. There's major
yes.
recruitment happening. We're getting a lot of talent from Grand Bahama and Abaco,
Mm.
so I agree with you. You were in a development stage and your leadership style shines. Like that was something where I feel like you could even flop on that answer, but that's the coach Cece, man. That's very good. Ah, boy, good thing you married. Because I ain't focused right now. Uh,
You,
um,
you need to stop.
I ain't gonna never change. Are you guys
Oh.
traveling this year? We kind of touched that already. Um, yeah. What is the team doing? This is a question for me. I don't see any more questions in the comments, but please leave a question. We're coming up to a close, but what is the team doing during this COVID-19 lockdown to stay in shape?
Well, they're doing some work with Coach Henfield through Zoom.
Okay.
So at this time, they're doing. Hopefully, we're looking to, well, what Coach wants. Coach wants 5 days a week workout, and once this COVID-19 to over, I think if they give clearance today, Saturday the 23rd, I think Coach will be working out tomorrow, Sunday.
Hmm.
So, but at this time, they are working out, putting in the work from home, and we're just waiting for all class to even push harder from here.
That's good. How I see another question here, but and while I read this question, how do you think having a dom, with a greater athletic facility, greater gym, greater treatment program, UB athletics training expanding, having all those stuff pretty soon with the opening of the new dormitories, how do you think that's going to impact the program?
It's going to impact the program very good because if you have persons from the Family Islands who knows that okay, athletes get to stay on campus and you tell them with all that they are going to get, then they'll be more interested in coming to the university. And then again, you get your athletes together, and I always feel that that bond is very important. So they are always together. They're eating together, spending more time together. They talk more volleyball or whatever sport it is.
Mm,
It's going to help when it comes to game day, even at practices. Whereas you home and you're trying to make it the game and you're trying to make it to practices, but once you are together, we look out for each other even more.
mm,
We can not we right next to each other. Hey, let's go. Time to go to practice. You help each other to be on time, and like I always tell them, if one late, all is late.
wow,
Because if it's six on a team, six on the court playing, if you don't have that six man, you can't really start the game.
that's true.
They're giving you great period, so you need that six man to play.
Mm,
So one person late, everyone is late.
wow. Where do you see the program in 3 to 5 years?
Listen, I see us as the number one school in the region. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel.
Man, I don't even need to do my job no more. You cost me get fired. They're gonna give you a raise and fire me. It's crazy. But that's excellent. And then anybody, like I said, if you watch the games we have on YouTube, some recordings or even clips, this is a team that's. I think you guys went from quantity to quality. If I could be honest,
Yeah.
my beginning year
Yes.
at Mangoes, you guys and anybody could look at the pictures. You had a fluster of girls, maybe what, 15, 16 girls or something.
15. 15.
15
Mm-hmm.
girls, man. It was beautiful. The team looked beautiful. But now it's like coming into spring. I think last year, spring, it was
We had
like,
about nine,
no,
nine.
I think it went down to like the first game I see all open, I only saw like 7 people because I was
No,
advised
no.
it was 9.
Mm-mm.
Well, that's
At
probably
the
my
beginning,
bad.
at the beginning of the season, we had about 12.
Okay.
Yeah, we had about 12, and by the time season ended, we were to what, 9, 10.
9. Do
And I
you
must say, like I said, we went from not winning any games
mhm.
to winning set, um, to now winning games. So, you know,
Did you think that
so this,
change from quantity to quality is the reason? You guys went from having a lot of players to just a few. Do you think that impacted the change in the zeitgeist of the team?
well, not really, because the same set of persons that we had from day one were the ones who still here today.
Mm-hmm.
So I like I said, I think it's the mindset, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we train more now. So I must say, Sasha and Henfield are always there for the girls. So you can see because I remember one point Miss Rose said, Cece, your girls are weak. They are weak.
This call is recorded for quality assurance and will be posted to the Instagram story right after this. And I respect your courageous nature. You know, you ain't scared. You know.
I'm being
um,
honest. And then, Kenfield came and she was there working with the girls. And so, we saw an improvement. And like I said, it was the same girls. We added, I think, one person, but it was basically the same girls. And they are still here with us now.
all right, and we're still waiting on questions. I asked this in Livy's interview because she's coming to graduate pretty soon. Who do you see as the next leader or the next captain for the UB Lady Mangoes?
Um, to be honest, for me, I will go with Maya. Um, Maya has that spirit. She has that leadership spirit. When the team is down, Maya's always there cheering everybody on. And, Maya reminded me of myself when I played. Never got mad. You
Hmm.
know, Maya could make a mistake. Everybody else on the team could make a mistake. And Maya will still come, okay, girls, let's go. We can do this. We can be, last set, the fifth set, and down by 10.
Hmm.
And Maya will still be there. Okay, girls, we got this. We can do this.
Yeah, I wanna.
And
Yeah, she's amazing. She is
I'm
she reminds me of Urek actually. Not Urek. She's my UJ. She's that person who started off on the bench, but was still loud
yeah,
on the bench. And
and
she
she had that spirit on the bench, and even though she started off on the bench, it didn't matter to Maya. Maya was still cheering from the game start until it
mhm.
ended, and I was always Maya. She go on the court. Maya's supposed to be playing. Maya cheering and be on, and
Yeah.
that's what I like about her.
And she knew her
And on
role.
top
She
of
knew her
it,
role. Like I think y'all
yeah,
told her, like, listen, we know you aren't fully good at volleyball. We need you to stay by the net. We need you to block.
and she was doing that. And I've even watched Maya game improve. I must say, I remember trying to get Maya to pass the ball. Now Maya can pass the ball. So I tell Maya, listen, tell them serve the ball to you because you can pass the ball.
Okay.
So she improved now. I can say about Maya. So Maya will be my one. I will say who can be the next captain.
Well, with that being said, we're at the end of our times pretty shortly. But any last words of encouragement maybe you want to give to prospective athletes about the UB program? What they probably need to be doing in this off season to work into maybe recruiting, getting on the team or scholarship. What advice would you give from your wealth of experience?
During this off season time, don't take it for granted. Work out. Do what you can to get yourself in shape. You might think that being at home, you can't do nothing. You can find even little workouts on YouTube. And I found that even if you reach out to Sasha or Henfield and ask them about certain workout, they would help you. And it helps you to transition when season starts. So you don't want to start from scratch when season starts. You want to be like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go when season start. Another thing that I would say too is work on mentally preparing yourself at all time when it comes to practice and games. Yeah.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, the leader herself, future Hall of Famer in volleyball, if I could speak it, soon to be national team coach, the great Coach Cece. They will be like that, Coach Carr, Jenny Dotson, Cece. But that's great, man. Congratulations on all your success. Thank you for logging in
Thank
and
you.
catching us up and letting us know what you're doing with the program. Shout out to all your volleyball players. I think I saw about 6 volleyball players' names pop up. Thank you to
Thank you, guys.
all those who tune in. Thank you to the basketball team. Chris Swiss always signs in. Thank you to the athletics leaders. We had athletic director, Coach Kimberly Roll, and assistant coach Sean Bastian signing in. So I think a lot of people were pleased and they enjoyed this. This was filling for me. I know it's a sad day. I know we're supposed to be, I don't know, laying down watching Netflix and chill, but I feel like this was needed. Your leadership spilled out into the conversation. So continue to be great. I don't see any more questions. So without a doubt, I have to say, let's, one second, I see the next comment. Mingos, volleyball, and softball presently have combined some conditioning sessions. Softball ready to challenge volleyball. Oh, I ain't even yet. Oh, good. That's a head coach said that too. So we have a conditioning challenge by Coach Sheen Aubrey. His girls versus your volleyball girls. I wake up. Ooh. Oh, let's go. Oh, who could win? Who could win? Who you think could win that? And boy,
Excuse me?
Who,
Is that even a question? Of course, volleyball.
Seeing Tuesday interview coming up, I want to hear for myself why he believes that his softball girls can beat and defeat your volleyball girls in a conditioning challenge.
Not ready.
His interview, it's his time. This is your time. Maybe you can tell us why you think your girls
are ready. Now. They're not ready. I have faith in my girls. They're not ready. I'm sorry.
We have athletic director Kim Rowe pleading the fifth.
Really? Okay, we'll see.
She by Felicia. I don't know whose side she on. I like how she's staying neutral, at this time in the country.
She's very smart,
She is.
But I can give that to her.
If I can, just change this topic for the safety of our jobs. How is it having such I'll call her strong and bold leader as athletic director Kimberly Rowe leading the program? Mm-hmm. Talk about that, and then we'll give a good go Mingos.
Can you repeat that question, please?
How has the leadership of athletic director Kimberly Rowe affected you as a student athlete and now as a coach? You have 1:30 seconds.
I must say, Ms. Rowe is an excellent leader. Even for me, like I say, being a student, I remember I taught my ACL, and Ms. Rowe was there to help me, through it all. Even being a coach now, I can go to Ms. Rowe and talk to her. What I really like about Ms. Rowe is very outspoken. She has no time to sugarcoat nothing. It is what it is. And I respect that about her. I love that.
Well, it's being said, this has been an off season with Coach Cece. Let's just give a big UB Mingos and close the session. UB!
Mingos!
All right, and you have a great day.
You too.